Hey lunch lovers, let's talk about keeping our food fresh and cool. Nobody wants a soggy sandwich or warm juice box. That's just a recipe for lunchtime sadness. We need a lunchbox hero to save the day. But fear not, my friends, because there's a simple solution hiding in plain sight. The amazing frozen sponge hack. It's easy, effective, and way cooler than you might think. We've all been there. You grab your trusty ice pack, hoping it will keep your lunch safe from the heat. But sometimes, those ice packs can be a real drag. They're bulky, they leak, and they take up precious space in your lunchbox. Plus, let's be honest, they're not the most exciting things in the world. We need a cooler solution, something that's practical, fun, and doesn't leave us in a soggy mess. Get ready to unleash your inner child, because making a frozen sponge is super easy and fun. All you need is a clean sponge, a zip-top bag, and a freezer. That's it. First, soak your sponge in water and squeeze out any excess. Then pop that wet sponge into the zip-top bag and seal it tight. Finally, toss that bad boy in the freezer and let it chill out overnight. Congratulations, you've just created a lunchtime superhero. Section 4. Sponge versus ice pack, the ultimate showdown. Now let's talk about why the frozen sponge is a total game changer. Imagine this, you're packing your lunch for the day and you want to keep everything fresh and cool. Traditionally, you'd reach for an ice pack, right? But what if I told you there's a better, more efficient way? Enter the frozen sponge. This simple household item, when frozen, can revolutionize the way you pack your lunch. First off, it's a total space saver. Think about how much room those bulky ice packs take up in your lunchbox. They can be cumbersome and limit the amount of food you can pack, but with a frozen sponge you can maximize your lunchbox space. It fits snugly into any corner, allowing you to pack more of your favorite snacks and meals without compromising on space. Unlike those bulky ice packs, a frozen sponge can easily squeeze into any corner of your lunchbox, leaving plenty of room for your tasty treats. This means you can pack that extra sandwich or fruit without worrying about space constraints. Plus, the flexibility of the sponge allows it to mold around your food items, ensuring everything stays in place and cool. Plus, no more leaky messes. One of the biggest drawbacks of traditional ice packs is the potential for leaks. As they melt, they can create a watery mess in your lunchbox, soaking your food and making everything soggy. But with a frozen sponge, this problem is a thing of the past. The sponge absorbs the water as it melts, keeping your lunchbox dry and your food fresh. The zip-top bag keeps everything contained, so you can say goodbye to soggy sandwiches and hello to a happy lunch break. And the best part? The zip-top bag ensures that any moisture stays within the sponge, preventing it from leaking out and ruining your lunch. This means you can enjoy your meal without any unpleasant surprises. Frozen sponges are super cost-effective. Traditional ice packs can be expensive, especially if you need to replace them frequently, but a sponge is incredibly affordable and can be found in any household. Plus, you can freeze and reuse it multiple times, making it a budget-friendly option for keeping your lunch cool. You can use them again and again, saving money and reducing waste. It's a win-win. Not only are you saving money, but you're also making an environmentally friendly choice. By reusing a frozen sponge, you're reducing the amount of plastic waste generated by disposable ice packs. It's a small change that can make a big difference for the planet. So next time you're packing your lunch, consider reaching for a frozen sponge. It's efficient, cost-effective, and eco-friendly. What more could you ask for? Section 5. Putting the frozen sponge to the test. My lunchtime experiment. Okay, time to put this frozen sponge to the test. I had read about this trick online and was curious to see if it would actually work. The idea is simple. Freeze a sponge, place it in your lunchbox, and it acts as an ice pack to keep your food cool. It sounded like a clever hack, but I needed to see it for myself. I packed my lunchbox with all my favorites: a turkey sandwich, some carrot sticks, and a refreshing drink. I wanted to make sure I had a variety of items to test how well the sponge could keep everything cool. The sandwich had deli meat and cheese, which I knew needed to stay cold to be safe and tasty. The carrot sticks were crunchy and fresh, and the drink was something I definitely wanted to enjoy chilled. Then I nestled my trusty frozen sponge right next to my food. I made sure it was positioned in a way that it could evenly distribute the cold to all parts of the lunchbox. The sponge was solid and icy, and I hoped it would stay that way for a few hours. After a few hours, I eagerly opened my lunchbox to see the results. I had been thinking about it all morning, wondering if the sponge would still be cold and if my food would be fresh. The moment of truth had arrived, and I was both excited and a little nervous, and guess what? My food was perfectly chilled. The turkey sandwich looked just as good as when I packed it, the carrot sticks were still crisp, and the drink was refreshingly cool. I was thrilled to see that the frozen sponge had kept everything at the right temperature. The sponge was still nice and cold, which was a pleasant surprise. I'd expected it to melt a bit more, but it held up really well. This meant that it could probably keep my lunch cool for even longer if needed, and everything tasted fresh and delicious. The sandwich was just the right temperature, the carrots were crunchy, and the drink was perfectly chilled. It was like having a mini fridge in my lunchbox. The frozen sponge had done its job. I was so impressed with how well this simple trick worked. It's definitely something I'll be using again, especially on hot days or when I have perishable items in my lunch. This experiment was a success, and I can't wait to try more lunchtime hacks in the future. Section 6. Level up your lunch game. Frozen sponge hacks. Want to take your frozen sponge game to the next level? Try these awesome hacks. Frozen sponges are not just for keeping your lunch cool. They can be a fun and creative addition to your daily routine. Imagine opening your lunchbox to find a colorful, icy surprise that not only keeps your food fresh, but also adds a touch of joy to your day. Add a splash of juice or flavored water to the sponge before freezing for a burst of flavor. This simple trick can transform your frozen sponge into a delightful treat. Whether you prefer the tangy taste of orange juice or the refreshing flavor of mint water, the choice is yours. Just soak the sponge, freeze it, and enjoy a cool, flavorful experience. Or freeze the sponge in a fun shape using cookie cutters for an extra dose of lunchtime excitement. Kids and adults alike will love discovering star-shaped or heart-shaped sponges in their lunchboxes. It's a simple way to add a bit of whimsy and fun to your meal, making lunchtime something to look forward to. You can even use multiple sponges for extra cooling power. If you have a larger lunchbox or need to keep multiple items cool, just add more sponges. They are reusable, eco-friendly, and can be customized to fit your needs. Plus, they are easy to clean and store, making them a convenient option for everyday use, or to create separate compartments in your lunchbox. The possibilities are endless. Use frozen sponges to keep different food items separate and cool, ensuring that your salad stays crisp and your sandwich remains fresh. With a little creativity, frozen sponges can become an essential part of your lunch packing routine, adding both functionality and fun to your meals. Section 7. Join the frozen sponge revolution. So there you have it, the frozen sponge hack, a simple yet effective way to keep your lunch cool and your taste buds happy. It's time to ditch those bulky ice packs and embrace the coolness of the frozen sponge. Give it a try and see the difference. And don't forget to share your frozen sponge adventures with the world. Let's spread the lunchtime love, one frozen sponge at a time.